How do girls flirt? Learn 19 female flirting signs that scream she likes you, ultimate blueprint. Leave your like on the video my love, and if you are new to the channel subscribe to receive new advice. Do this to help the channel continue to grow. Hey, my name's Pamela Raquel. Welcome back. Did you know that most guys are very clueless and confused when it comes to knowing the signs of when a girl is actually flirting with them? He probably thinks, she likes me, I think, but I need a bit more solid evidence just to know for sure. But, on the other hand, a girl will be thinking, I'm really ramping up the flirting right now, and he hasn't actually paid attention and realized that I like him. What is going on? So, let's demystify together how girls actually flirt once and for all. Stay tuned. She gives you the constant gaze. Now, naturally, we look at people or things that we find interesting or things that we are attracted to. And, as a rule of thumb, the more that she looks at you, the more attracted she actually is. Now, it's true, we don't like to gaze at strangers. We will immediately break eye contact and look down in shame if that happens. However, if she keeps up the glances and she accompanies these glances with a smile or a smirk or a playful little hair flick, this is her way of flirting. The constant touches. Just like eye contact, we don't want to gaze at strangers, and we most certainly do not want to touch strangers because we all know it's very creepy. But if she tries to touch you, it's a sign she is interested. And if she is the one that's trying to initiate that you go into her personal space too, well, that is the biggest clue that you could get. She's gonna hide these touches well. But remember, we don't really go around touching people in conversations that we don't know very well, or even the people that we do, a little bit weird. And some types of touches to look out for are the taps on the shoulder when she says, oh, hey, good morning, how you doing? Let's be real, she didn't need to reinforce that introduction with a touch, did she? No. She knows that by just saying hello, that is fine. And if you make her laugh, she is going to reach out and playfully slap you on the arm. And if she wants to get your attention again, she's going to tap you on the back. She's going to be hiding these touches in the delivery. But remember, we don't want to touch people that we don't really know because it's creepy, unless we like them. She gives you the sassy talk. Now, this is most definitely used by the girl who is trying to hide how much she actually likes you. She overcompensates and develops a bossy character to throw you off the scent that she actually likes you. But it never really works. She's going to tease you nicely about things. She's going to laugh at your jokes and make fun of you a lot. And if you notice she gives you your own nickname based on something that you once had a conversation about, this is her attempt to tease and attract you. The conversations are playful. If you guys usually contact each other over work-related queries, but then you've noticed she's quick to divert the conversation to something fun and playful, this is another way that a girl actually flirts. She wants to have fun with you, and work is the least interesting thing on her mind right now. The strange yet lingering conversations. Perhaps she is doing the opposite of the previous tip, and she won't stop talking about work. She seems to contact you a lot about work-related problems, which could probably make you question how qualified is she to have this job when she asks me all the time how to do her job. But this is her way to get you to help her. This is where the girls play dumb phrase comes in. She's asking you, well, not really for your help because she doesn't need it, but she's using this as a way to communicate with you. Now, notice how she's going to try to extend these conversations too. It's as if she is lingering, and that's because, well, she's falling for you. Now, a lot of girls will contact you with some very strange requests. She may walk past your desk asking if you have seen something of hers even though that she doesn't work in your department. No matter how are the excuses to talk to you, take this as a huge compliment. She's literally pulling at straws to open up the communication with you. She reaches out first. Along the lines of conversation, pay attention to how often she initiates. If it's always her, then take this as a sign of flirting. She could even be the one that tags you in lots of funny things over on social media. She is always trying to open up that conversation and to keep the communication lighthearted and fun. A lot of emojis. A girl that is flirting wants to enjoy that moment. She wants to have fun. And pay attention to those smiley faces and emojis. Now, the more that she uses, the more expression she's portraying to actually lure you in. She finds you hilarious. Does it feel like finally someone thinks, you know what, they appreciate me for the closet comedian that I really am? Sadly, it's not that. She's just laughing at you to reinstate the connection that she feels. She will laugh at your cringy dad jokes more than someone ever has in the past before. And that's because she most definitely is flirting with you. She caresses herself or the things around her. A huge sign of attraction is her playing with her hair. Kind of like this. It's flirty, and usually she's doing this because she's trying to play off as cool and divert all the energy that she has inside onto something that looks normal. So she's thinking, I've got a burst of energy because I fancy him. I know, I'll just play with my hair. Or she will fiddle around with her rings. She will fidget a lot, click a pen, and she will fiddle with anything, could even be like her collar. She makes you feel jealous. Now, I have to admit this is a terrible thing, but we do it. We can't help it. It's one of these techniques that every girl does, and we don't really realize how well it doesn't work. Guys are clueless when it comes to picking up our flirting clues anyway, so throwing jealousy into the mix is just bad news. Now, the jealousy trait is where we try to flirt with other guys to test you because we want to see, do you like us back? If you are annoyed and we know that you are getting jealous, we think, bingo, he likes me. Let me go back and talk to him. It always backfires, but just be aware of it. She always dresses well. If you've never really noticed before about how amazing she looks, but suddenly, wow, she looks incredible. This isn't that you weren't oblivious before, it's just she's made that conscious effort to actually look extra good around you. Notice how she will always preen herself when she's with you. She could be tidying her hair and straightening her clothes, or when she does pop up, which she will all the time, notice how she looks very put together when she's seen you. She has most definitely checked her appearance before she's walked over. So if she smells like she's just doused herself in perfume, well, it's because she has. Her hair is neat and her lipstick looks freshly applied. This is because this was all done in an effort to look good to attract you. Social media tagging. If she's tagging you in lots of memes on social media, this is her way of flirting. She's thinking about you often, and she wants to share her happy feelings with you. Now, if she isn't tagging you in things, don't worry. Check how often she likes your posts. If she seems to like things, say, 2 posts consecutively, this is a sneaky way of her letting you know that she's interested and she's trying to get you to reach out to her. She gets in touch after leaving. Now, this could be say after a work meeting, maybe you guys played a game together online. No matter what the situation is, if you guys had been doing something together, just chatting, whatever it may be, and then you obviously parted ways and both went home, when she gets back, she will most definitely text you to say how much fun she had or to praise you for what you said in the work meeting or to say, I agreed with those points. Take this as another fact of her lingering around you because she wants to open up conversation because she's interested. She chews gum around you. If someone likes you, they will want to kiss you naturally, and they will think about kissing you pretty much all the time when they are around you. So, watch out for that girl who always seems to have a minty fresh breath. She's going to team up this minty breath freshness with also some glossy looking lips, and she's doing her best to seduce you. So watch out for it. The hair flip. Like mentioned earlier, women play with their hair when they are flirting. It's a way of them covering up that nervousness because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm with my crush. I'm so happy right now. But if you notice she flips her hair past her shoulders like this to reveal her neck, this is her actually flirting. Naturally, she's displaying the delicate area because it's quite sensual for a girl to display their neck. She's leaning towards you. Pay attention to her torso. If it's positioned in direct contact of you, this is another flirting technique. And if she teams this up with uncrossed arms and relaxed shoulders, bingo, she's definitely flirting. She is always nearby. Just like the touching idea, she will always be close to you. She's going to be sitting next to you in work meetings, and she always happens to be on the same table as you during your lunch break. Has she planned it? She definitely has. And she will extend her legs to be as close to you as possible. If you guys sit on the same desk when you're talking, watch how much she actually leans in because she's going to come in closer more than the average person because she fancies you. She is overly interested in what you have to say. A girl that is flirting and trying to get your attention and bag you as her boyfriend, well, she will find everything that you say supersonically interesting. And it does wear down pretty quick, though, and that probably explains now where you're thinking, so that tells me why my ex-girlfriend was so interested in hearing about me talking of World of Warcraft, and then when we got together after the 1-year mark, she just told me to shut up every time I mention the expansion pack. She gives you lots of compliments. A woman that is flirting with someone wants to make them feel good. She wants to shower them with affection and give them her full attention. So expect praises. She will be your personal cheerleader, cheering you on no matter what it is that you are doing. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or anything else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel. Let's continue. Never say this to a woman you are attracted to, the deal breaker. Hey there, it's Pamela Raquel. Ever found yourself stumbling over your words when you're around someone you're really into? It happens to the best of us. But did you know there are certain things you should absolutely avoid saying? Today we're diving into those deal breakers, the phrases and comments that will instantly put her off, no matter how attracted she might have been initially. These are not just simple mistakes, these are the kinds of words that can shift how she sees you entirely, turning potential romance into a quick exit. From seemingly innocent jokes to comments that might sound like compliments in your head, I'm here to guide you through the conversational minefield. Curious to find out what you should never let slip? Stay tuned, because this is the insider advice that could save your next date. Let's get started and ensure your words bring you closer, not push her away. You are actually smart or funny. Guys, let me tell you about a surefire way to shoot yourself in the foot when trying to impress a woman. Picture this, you're chatting with a lovely lady, and you're genuinely impressed by her wit, intelligence, or humor. So you decide to compliment her by saying, "Wow, you're actually really smart." I know you mean well, but expressing surprise at her positive qualities sends the wrong message. It's like saying, "I didn't expect someone as gorgeous as you to have a brain." Women want to be appreciated for the full package, their intelligence, humor, personality, and appearance. Say something like, "I love your sense of humor, you always make me laugh," or, "Your insights on this topic are fascinating." Show her that you see and appreciate her for the multifaceted person she is. I didn't take you for the type who likes to read/play sports, etc. Listen up, fellas. Imagine you're getting to know a woman, and she mentions loving science fiction novels or playing pickup basketball. Surprise! You blurt out, "Wow, I would have never guessed you were into that." Now, I know you're trying to express interest in her hobbies, but saying that you didn't peg her as the type to enjoy certain activities makes unfair assumptions about who she is and what she's capable of. Women, like men, are complex individuals with diverse interests and passions. Expressing surprise at her hobbies implies they are incompatible with your image of her, putting her in a box based on superficial qualities. Instead of making assumptions, express genuine curiosity and interest. Say something like, "Science fiction novels. That's cool, I'd love to hear what draws you to that genre," or "Pick up basketball. Impressive. How did you get into playing?" Approach her interests with an open mind, showing her you see her as a unique individual with her own rich inner life. I'm not like other guys. Guys, if there's one phrase that makes a woman roll her eyes, it's this. It's the rallying cry of the self-proclaimed nice guy, thinking that differentiating himself from some imagined horde of jerks will win a woman's heart. But when you announce that you are not like other guys, you are revealing more about yourself than intended. You are implying that all other men are inferior to you, which is arrogant and presumptuous. More importantly, you're sending the message that you think women are a monolithic entity easily swayed by empty platitudes about how different and special you are. Women are individuals with unique preferences, desires, and criteria for what they want in a partner. Instead of trying to set yourself apart from an imaginary crowd, focus on showcasing the specific qualities that make you a catch. Talk about your passions, values, and goals. Share stories that highlight your compassion, intelligence, and humor. Don't waste time telling her what you're not, show her who you are in all of your unique, complex glory. That's what women are really looking for, a genuine connection with a real human being. My ex used to. Let me tell you about a surefire way to make a woman's interest disappear, comparing her to your ex. It's a trap too many guys fall into in trying to make conversation. Picture this, you're on a date, and things are going well. Then, out of nowhere, you drop a bomb like, "You know, my ex used to love this restaurant too," or worse, "My ex never understood my sense of humor like you do." You might think you're making a connection, showing her that she's better than your past partners. But that's not how she will see it. Bringing up your ex unnecessarily sends problematic messages. You are implying that you are not fully present with the woman in front of you, merely comparing her to someone else rather than appreciating her for who she is. That's not a recipe for romance. More importantly, you're making her feel just like another notch on your bedpost, interchangeable with all the other women you've dated rather than a unique and special individual. The solution? Keep your past in the past. Focus on the person you are with in the moment you are in. If your ex comes up organically, fine, but don't force the comparison. Show your date she has your full attention and respect, leaving the ghosts of relationships past where they belong. You're too good for me. Let's discuss a phrase that might seem like a compliment but is actually a red flag in disguise. You're too good for me. You know when you're so blown away by a woman's awesomeness that you feel compelled to tell her she's out of your league? I get it. When you're with an amazing woman, it's easy to feel like you don't measure up. Maybe she's smarter, funnier, or more successful. In a moment of insecurity, you might blurt out, "Wow, you're way too good for a guy like me." But when you say that, you're not just putting yourself down, you're also sending the message that you don't believe you deserve her, that you're not confident in your own worth and value. And there's nothing less attractive to a woman than a man who doesn't know his own worth. By putting yourself down, you're telling her you don't trust her judgment, that you don't believe she's capable of making a smart choice about who she wants to be with. Instead of self-deprecation, focus on the positive. Tell her what you admire about her without turning it into a comparison. Say, "I'm so impressed by your intelligence and wit," or "I feel really lucky to be spending time with someone as kind and funny as you." Frame it in terms of your appreciation for her rather than your perceived shortcomings. Show her you're confident, secure, and grateful for the connection you share. That's the energy that will keep her coming back for more. You must have a lot of guys after you. Let's dive into another well-intentioned but misguided thing men sometimes say to women they're into. It usually goes like this: "Wow, a girl like you must have guys beating down your door," or "I bet you get hit on all the time, huh?" Now, I know you're trying to compliment her, acknowledging her attractiveness and desirability. But implying that she's constantly pursued by other men can work against you. For one, you're putting her on a pedestal, making her out to be an unattainable prize rather than a real human being with her own thoughts, feelings, and desires. And that can be a major turnoff for a woman who wants to be seen and appreciated for who she is, not just how many guys are chasing her. More importantly, you're implying that her worth is tied to her ability to attract male attention, as if her value as a person is directly proportional to the number of interested guys. That's a messed up message to send, even if unintentional. A better approach is to focus on your own connection with her. Tell her what you appreciate about her personality, humor, and intelligence. Make it clear you're interested in her for who she is, not just because you think she's in high demand. Show her you see her as an individual, not just another notch on the bedpost of life. That's how you win her heart, by valuing her for the unique and wonderful person she is, inside and out. I'll protect you. Fellas, let's talk about a phrase that might seem chivalrous and romantic but can actually be a major turnoff for modern women: "I'll protect you." Now, don't get me wrong, wanting to keep your lady safe and sound is a noble impulse, and there's nothing wrong with being a supportive and caring partner. But when you go around announcing that you'll be her knight in shining armor, you're treading on some dangerous ground. For one thing, you're implying that she's weak and helpless, incapable of taking care of herself. And let me tell you, there's nothing that crushes a woman's attraction faster than feeling like she's being patronized or underestimated. But even more importantly, you're setting yourself up for an unhealthy dynamic in your relationship. By appointing yourself as her protector, you're creating an imbalance of power, one where she's dependent on you for her safety and well-being. And that's not a recipe for a healthy, equal partnership. So what's a better approach? Instead of making grand declarations about protecting her, focus on being a supportive and reliable presence in her life. Show her that you're there for her when she needs you, but also trust in her ability to handle her own challenges. If she's going through a tough time, offer your empathy and understanding. If she's facing a difficult decision, be a sounding board and a source of encouragement. But don't fall into the trap of thinking that she needs you to save her from the world. Remember, gentlemen, a truly strong and confident woman doesn't need a protector, she needs a partner. Someone who sees her as an equal, who respects her autonomy and believes in her resilience. So instead of trying to be her hero, focus on being her teammate. That's the kind of love and support that will truly make her feel safe, cherished, and valued. Top 1% of men ignore women, why it works and how you can do it. Girls will fight for your attention. Hey there, it's Pamela Raquel. Ever notice how some guys seem to do almost nothing, yet women flock to them? Now, they're not wizards, they just know something crucial that flies under the radar. Today, we're going to unpack the paradoxical success of men who ignore women and why it works. We will dive into the psychology behind this counterintuitive approach, but most crucially, I'll give you the practical strategies to implement these tips in a way that feels authentic and very effective. And by the end of this video, you will understand the fine line between disinterest and allure. Ready to join the top 1%? Let's get into it. Confidence and scarcity. The most desired men are those who aren't always within easy reach, which paradoxically draws others closer. They understand that being too accessible can actually lessen their allure. And to implement this in your own life, it's not about playing hard to get, but genuinely being hard to get because you are invested in your own life. It's about developing your passions, career, and personal growth, which organically makes your time a valuable commodity. When dating, this translates into a compelling presence. Your time is a privilege, making each moment spent with you more precious. Mystery and intrigue. Men who leave a little to the imagination provoke a magnetic curiosity. They share enough to keep the conversation flowing but leave enough unsaid to inspire a quest for deeper understanding. Implementing this doesn't mean being secretive, it's about letting someone get to know you at a natural pace, which builds anticipation and interest. Focus on ambition. A man focused on his ambitions is compelling. It shows that he values himself and his goals, which, in turn, increases his value in others' eyes. So to adopt this, concentrate on your objectives and let your actions speak to your commitment. Let your dates see the excitement that you have for your goals because this focus is attractive. Selective attention. Attention is a currency in the economy of attraction. The top 1% of men are astute investors, giving their attention fully but selectively. To do the same, be present during interactions, listen intensely, respond thoughtfully, and engage with genuine interest. This approach makes the moments you do connect more impactful, as quality interaction is always more memorable than quantity. Emotional self-reliance. The top 1% of men are islands of emotional stability. Their sense of self-worth is internal, not dependent on external validation. In the dating world, this translates to a partner who isn't clingy or needy and whose mood isn't swayed by every little shift in the relationship. So to embody this, you must invest in understanding and regulating your emotions. When you are emotionally self-reliant, you project a confidence that's incredibly enticing. Passion-driven lives. Men who are driven by their passions have a spark that's hard to ignore. They pursue their interests with zeal, which often attracts others. So implement this by diving into your interests and sharing your enthusiasm without needing others to partake in them. On dates, discuss your passions with vigor and encourage her to share hers. This shared excitement can create a dynamic and electric connection. Social proof. The top-tier men are often observed in their element, socializing and captivating those around them. This third-party validation is a powerful signal of desirability. To harness this, cultivate meaningful friendships and social connections. Be a good friend, an active listener, and an engaging conversationalist. When you are seen surrounded by friends and respected by peers, it naturally elevates your status in the eyes of potential partners, making your attention more coveted. Challenge and achievement. Men who tackle challenges head-on display a determination and capability that can be irresistibly attractive. They are not boasting about their accomplishments, they're too busy actually achieving them. To apply this principle, set goals and take on challenges. Whether in your career, your personal life, or even in physical fitness, celebrate your achievements privately and let the results speak for themselves. This silent confidence is a strong draw because it shows that you are capable and purpose-driven. Grounded in reality, men who stand out in the dating scene often do so because they eschew the smoke and mirrors in favor of authentic connections. They ignore petty games and communicate openly and honestly. To integrate this into your dating approach, strive to be genuine in your interactions. Show genuine interest in knowing her as a person rather than as a conquest. This authenticity is refreshing and attractive as it's built on trust and emotional honesty, key ingredients for a strong connection. Respectful boundaries. Top-tier men know their worth and show it by setting and enforcing personal boundaries. This isn't about being aloof, but about having a clear sense of what is acceptable to you and what isn't. To implement this, communicate your boundaries clearly and with respect. When you value your own time and space, it encourages others to treat you with equal respect. And this level of self-respect and respect for her boundaries, in turn, amplifies your appeal. Quality over quantity. The few who have mastered the art of attraction prioritize the depth of connection over a breadth of fleeting encounters. Instead of spreading themselves thin, they invest in people and forge meaningful relationships. Apply this by focusing on quality dates where you can really engage with her on a deeper level rather than numerous shallow meetings. These profound interactions signal that you are someone interested in more than just the surface, making you a more enticing and substantial prospect. Non-validation seeking. The most successful men in dating don't look for outside validation, they validate themselves. Their confidence is inherent and doesn't waver with the tides of opinion. So you can adopt this attitude by celebrating your own achievements and recognizing your own self-worth without needing someone else to confirm it. When you exude this type of security, it's inherently attractive because it signals emotional stability and maturity. Purpose before pleasure. In the realm of dating, the top 1% of men are those who demonstrate that they are driven by long-term goals and a sense of purpose beyond immediate gratification. Their dedication to a larger cause or a personal mission is inherently attractive as it speaks to a strength of character and a disciplined mindset. To embody this in your own life, identify what you are passionate about and commit to it. Show that you are someone who can delay short-term pleasure for long-term gains, and you will exude the kind of stability that is magnetic. Commanding presence. A commanding presence isn't about domination, it's about the quiet confidence that resonates from someone who is secure and content in themselves. These men don't always need to be the life of the party, they have an impact simply by just being in the room. To harness this, work on your self-assurance and practice mindfulness. When you speak, do so with purpose and listen intently. This respectful, powerful presence commands attention without demanding it, creating a compelling aura of desirability. Natural leaders. Women are often drawn to men who aren't just part of the crowd but who chart their own course. A natural leader isn't necessarily the loudest person in the room, they are someone others look to because they have vision and conviction. To adopt this trait, focus on making decisions confidently and taking initiative, whether in planning a date or steering a conversation. Leadership isn't about control but inspiring confidence and creating a safe space for others to join this journey. Understanding attraction dynamics. The top 1% understand that attraction is not a constant chase but a rhythm of push and pull. By recognizing that healthy space allows for desire to grow, they become more attractive as they are not always readily available. So to implement this, balance your interactions with space for her to miss you and to think about you. It's not about playing hard to get but about giving the relationship room to breathe, and remember, attraction thrives in the space where connection is desired, not in the saturation of constant contact. Selective vulnerability. It's a common misbelief that men who ignore women are always emotionally distant. In truth, the top 1% of men are selectively vulnerable. They understand that sharing personal struggles or doubts in a controlled and honest manner can enhance intimacy. They create a space where vulnerability is shared as a treasured secret, enhancing trust. So you can apply this by being cautious with whom and when you share your deeper thoughts and emotions, making such exchanges more impactful and meaningful in the dating scene. Self-improvement focus. The allure of the top 1% also comes from their relentless pursuit of personal growth. Instead of actively seeking a partner, they invest time in improving themselves, whether it's physical fitness, intellectual growth, or emotional intelligence. This dedication naturally attracts others who value growth and health. So to mirror this, focus on your personal development. Engage in activities that challenge and interest you. The confidence and skills you gain will be inherently attractive. You've unlocked why the top 1% of men choose to play it cool, but there's more to learn in the game of attraction. For verbal cues, check out Things Girls Say When They Like You, or to decode non-verbal hints, how to read her body language and know she's attracted to you. This will be your next watch. Thanks for sticking with us. Make sure you like, leave your comments down below, and subscribe. See you soon.